Hey everybody. So, been following the playoffs in the NBA, and I'm just kind of like also listening to a lot of the commentary right now. You know, best player in the world, all these different things that the regular hot take merchants like to go with in the morning talk shows the day after the sport debate shows. And I'm sure that the guys are not meaning any bad intentions or anything like that, but it just catches me with a little bit of a sour taste though, because like, a lot of this stuff, like, I mean, look, we're all sports lovers and we love life and all of that. Everybody knows the NBA season, the football season, the European soccer season, all sports all around are not normal right now. But all this talk about, Lakers, LeBron needs to, move over. LeBron's time is over. The new kids on the block. But what's interesting is that a lot of these teams that are doing well this season, essentially many of them didn't do well last season. So the teams that went longest in last season's playoffs and the bubble are the teams that have been the worst this year, either during the season or definitely in the postseason. I was just looking at the teams that made it to the conference finals of both sides. Only the Denver Nuggets, who made the conference finals last year, remain in the playoffs this year. Now, teams can't consistently be that bad from having been that good a year ago. So a lot of this is attritional stuff as well. It's not just, okay, these young kids are better now. There's a new king in town, whether that be Luka or Trae Young or Donovan Mitchell, all the guys who are doing well, who are getting, I think they deserve to get a lot of credit because they're playing really good basketball. By the way, the Jazz did well last year, but they did get a 3-1 lead in the semifinal of the Western Conference. So I guess they still remain and they stand a chance to maybe do well against the Clippers. Let's see how that one goes. The Clippers are a really good team and they probably will be fine. If Paul George becomes Paul George in the next, game or two in this coming series because Kawhi Leonard is going to be Kawhi Leonard. He'll do what he needs to do. But in this series against the Utah Jazz, they're going to need Paul George to really play well, and then their supporting cast can do well like they did in the first game. Paul George is going to be the difference here, and I think Marcus Morris too will probably be the difference. Those two guys are going to have to play major roles in getting the points for the Clippers, and then maintain their defensive, success that they've showed throughout their careers. But I really, really don't think, this is the time to be talking about new age and, the Lakers, all these teams, that have been busted out. Like, I think the Suns look great, and I think they have a very sustainable model there with the high picks they've been making for the last almost a decade. They've been picking in the lottery for a long time. So a lot of first round picks who are now starting to mature and become, respectable players in the league. I think that was due to kind of like bear fruit, like Philadelphia is benefiting a little bit from their process. So I really just think a lot of us, lovers of sports, maybe we need to just take a pause on the hot takes and just really look at the context. And this is not excuses. I'm a Bulls fan. So in the Bulls, I'm not even defending the Bulls here. But yeah, I like the Bulls because, yeah, I was an exchange student in Chicago, and Michael Jordan was the player of the world at the time. He was everybody's darling, and fell in love with the city, and I fell in love with the team. So I'm not even talking like as a Lakers fan or Celtics fan, or I'm not apologizing for anybody, but I do think a little bit of context is needed when we start talking about, new kings in town. Is this a new age, new era, washed out kings, and all these big takes that people make, So, yeah, I just decided that I would do a quick think aloud / rant as I go pick up a few tacos and have my second cup of coffee. But yeah. I mean, you guys can make up your own minds. I just wanted to share my own thoughts on this because I really do think a little bit of breaks is probably necessary at this point, because everybody is running too strong one direction or too strong the other direction. And yeah, just wanted to share an opinion. Later.